Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome back to DoMoreLife. This is the channel where we educate you on travel, and this is going to be another educational video, and I think it'll be of a lot of value to you. You specifically want to hold off until the end of this video. Don't stop watching, because the last point I'm going to give you is incredibly important. Incredibly important. My name is Jeremy Clodfelter. I've been doing this now for a little while. I have currently been in Thailand a little more than a year, and I want to give you what I consider are the 7 sins foreigners make in Thailand. And these sins tend to get them in a lot of trouble really quickly, and it's not a good thing, I promise. I want to pass the question off to you. What do you think the 7 sins are that a foreigner should not commit here in Thailand? Please leave your comments below. So, let's begin. Number 1, whatever you do, under any circumstances, do not defame the King of Thailand or any of the country. No defamation. You're not at home. Your freedom of speech is very limited here. Even though you technically have freedom of speech, it's a limited freedom of speech, and that's just the honest truth. And when I say that, that's not to say anything negative about Thailand or anything like that. It's just true. There are certain things you can't say here and get away with it. You cannot defame the king, the royal family, the country of Thailand, or the people of it in any way, form, or fashion. We had an example of this not too long ago. A person videotaped himself stepping on a coin. The coin has the king's face on it, and he faced significant fines and possible deportation. I don't think he actually got deported, but under special circumstances, I believe they allowed him to stay. But he still had to pay a hefty fine. So be careful, guys. Don't defame the king. Number 2, don't raise your voice in this country, ever. If you get in an argument with someone, or you disagree with someone, you see an argument's coming, don't raise your voice. Make your point calmly and walk away. It's real simple. If you raise your voice in this country, you're going to make a scene. If you make a scene, you're going to involve the police, the tourist police, the regular police, and it's just going to be a mess. It's not a good idea. It's just not good. Don't raise your voice. I know that's something that a Westerner like myself is simply just not used to, because we raise our voice to get our point across. This is a Buddhist country, okay? That they don't believe in raising the voices. So raising your voice signals to them that you are angry, potentially violent, and a threat, and it is not good for you as a Westerner, I can assure you. Number 3, whatever you do, don't overstay your visa. The fines here have gone up dramatically. I'm not going to make any quotes because they're subject to change at any time. But now you can only overstay for a certain period of time, which is a very short period of time, before you face jail time and or deportation, depending on whether you get caught out and about in Thailand or whether they catch you when you're departing the country at the airport. More detail on that on thaivisa.com if you'd like to check that out. Overstaying your visa can become extraordinarily expensive, extraordinarily fast, and it is not something you want to do. If you ever want to come back to the kingdom, there's going to be a certain kind of mark. I believe it's a red mark of some kind. I don't know. I've never overstayed. But I believe it's some type of red mark they put in your passport. And you're probably going to spend a lot more time in immigration before you get through on your return back in. And it's just a good idea in general not to overstay your visa in the kingdom. Number 4, if it's not yours, don't touch it. Okay? Turns out that we had a guy that was here in Thailand, and he picked up something, took it to a different location, and was charged with theft. Now, there are various stories behind what his intentions were with that device. It was a cell phone. Some of the news sources say he swiped the SIM card, and he did various things to it, and he had full intentions of stealing it. Others say he was picking it up to move it, to take it to like a lost and found type thing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about that situation in particular. It doesn't matter about that cell phone in particular. If you pick something up that's not yours and move it to a different location in Thailand, by law, that is considered theft. Okay? So if it's not yours, just leave it alone. If you are that human being that is genuinely concerned about getting a person's belongings back to them, simply inform an authoritative figure somewhere and they will do the lost and found for you. That is my best suggestion. Number 5, and this is very important, Thailand has some of the most strict work laws in Southeast Asia. No question about it. Do not work here without the proper visa and the proper work permit. There are a couple different kinds of visas that you can get that will allow you to obtain a work permit, but you cannot work without a work permit, period. Period. Thailand's definition of work, and I'm completely paraphrasing here, this is not a direct quote, but it is basically the passing or sharing of information that requires effort to others, period. So that is a huge umbrella, right, to fall under. Now, once you get a work permits have changed a little bit lately, over the last maybe 9 months or so. You can work within the scope of your field that you're in, and for me it's education because I teach English. So this is an educational channel. The trademark on this channel is under travel education and education itself. So I'm completely legal to do what I do here in Thailand, but without the proper documentation, that would not be possible. So always remember, do not work here. Don't do any labor jobs. There are, I think, 30-something, 36 or 38 jobs that foreigners cannot do here. It does not matter if you, well, you can't get a work permit for them at all. I was going to say it doesn't matter if you have a work permit or not, but you simply cannot do them. There are things such as like basket weaving, being a barber, construction, any labor stuff, tour guide, things of that nature. All kinds of stuff on there that you just can't do as a foreigner. So you need to keep those in mind for sure. Now, number 6, and this is a big one if you're coming as a tourist, or if you're coming to stay long term, it doesn't matter, but particularly as a tourist. Do not, and I repeat, do not bring any kind of drugs into this country unless you have a prescription for them and unless you have authorized documentation of that prescription. What I mean by that is basically a note from your doctor. Now, you don't have to have the note from your doctor. That's not a requirement, at least not on the book, but it never hurts to have that extra, just in case immigration gives you any trouble. You want to be sure that you can provide the proper documentation, and that way everything's safe, everything's cool, there's no problem. But do not bring an illegal substance into this country. You will find yourself in a world of hurt. You can't even vape in this country. In case you didn't know, vaping is 100% illegal in this country. We just saw, I believe she was French, I think French. Maybe not, doesn't matter. The point is, we just saw a lady who could have simply gotten ticketed for vaping, but instead she chose to argue with the police, found herself with court dates, and she found herself with a huge financial burden as well, because she's going to have to pay court costs, fines. You can't vape here. People do it and get away with it, but you don't want to be that guy that gets caught. I assure you, you don't want to be that guy. I promise. I've seen it happen to people, and the fines are very, very stiff. You can literally go to prison for vaping in this country. Don't vape in this country. Do not bring illegal drugs into this country. Okay? Illegal drugs are still, under Thai law, can carry the death sentence. Can. I'm not saying if you get caught with drugs, you're going to automatically be sentenced to death, but it does carry significant sentences, and it also carries significant fines. Now, with that being said, let me remind you guys, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a police expert, I'm just a vlogger here in Thailand. Go check this stuff out for yourself. I recommend and have always recommended for many, many months now since I was in Bangkok, which is last year this time, integritylegal.com. I think their website is integrity-legal.com. They give relative pertinent information all the time. The managing director is Benjamin Hart. He is a practicing American attorney. I've spoken with him on the phone several occasions and emailed with him numerous times. Very, very good and articulate at what he does and says. He will explain any questions that you have about anything I've went over. Now, for the final point, the seventh sin, this is the one thing that you don't want to do, period. Never, ever piss off a Thai. Never, for any reason. And if you do, accidentally, or on purpose, doesn't matter, just walk away. Just walk away, because it's not worth it. You're going to lose. You're in a foreign country. You're a guest in that country. You really don't have a right to be here. You have the privilege of being here, and that's something that you must absolutely remember. Being in a foreign country is a privilege and not a right. Do not, I repeat, do not piss off a Thai. It's just a bad idea, guys, okay? And I want you to know that if you do, in fact, have problems with a Thai citizen, the best thing to do is just to leave it alone and apologize to that Thai citizen, even if you were in the right. That's the best thing to do, and I'm not lying to you about it. I know that sounds incredibly foolish if you're a Westerner. I know that sounds incredibly unmanly if you're a man and you're a Westerner, but that's how things get handled peacefully here in the Kingdom of Thailand. So, DoMoreLife, whatever you do today, make sure you do it. I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for all your support. I really hope you found this information helpful. Thanks very much.